back to Lock and Reload. So we're bringing you a knife today, and we're going to go ahead and bring you a K-bar. We're actually going to go ahead and bring out the K-bar MULE. The philosophy behind this K-bar MULE was to have a knife that is strong as a standard fixed blade K-bar fighting knife, battle knife, combat knife, but in a folder. This knife, I've been contemplating on this knife for a long time. This seems to be a very, very solid design as far as, a lot of your folders. I mean, there's a lot of good folders out there as far as, good quality. But if you know my channel at all, I'm also looking about good high dollar value. Not necessarily an expensive knife, but a good reasonable knife as far as cost that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg. And then you can go ahead and, use it through some of the toughest garbage you can, go through. I mean, if you can take a knife like this and put it through a lot of different various tests, and it'll withstand the test of time. Well, anyway, this is basically an overview on it. This is a knife that will probably be tested in the future, but these are some of my preliminary data thoughts on this knife and what I like about it and what I dislike about it. I don't see a whole lot of reviews on the K-bar MULE. Anyways, K-bar MULE. This one is a folder. This one is a lock back versus your liner lock. This one does have a Tanto combination edge. Now K-bar runs the MULE in a Tanto and a drop edge, or a drop point. You can get it in a plain edge or a combo straight edge and serrated. This one does have a pocket clip. The pocket clip on this one is reversible, so I kind of like that feature. Now, the drawback of the actual pocket clip, if you can see that, it doesn't go all the way to the handle, so you have this portion of the top part of the knife literally dead. The handle's made out of a G10 material, which is a lightweight, but the thing is that doesn't compensate for the rest of the knife. The rest of the knife is a very heavy knife. So we'll go through some of the specifications on this particular folder on the K-bar MULE. First off, it is a folder. It does have a locking mechanism versus your liner lock, like I stated. This one does have a double thumb stud, so if you're right-handed or left-handed, you can go ahead and use it. Reversible pocket clip with a G10 handle with a Tanto combination edge. The blade length on this one is quite literally, this one is 5 3/8 inch blade length. Folded, this knife is 4 inches in length. This one does have a 15 degree edge on it. The overall length on this particular blade is 9.3/8 inch length. This one also has jimping right on the actual blade itself, so you can get a good, firm grab on it. And again, G10 handle, reversible pocket clip. The weight on this one, it is under a pound, and they classify this as 0.55 pounds. So it is a very heavy knife. Now, this isn't a knife that I would probably recommend for an EDC. If it's something that you can go ahead and throw in your truck, your car, your purse, something that you keep personally, I don't really recommend it. It's a little too heavy. Now, that being said, it's not a bad knife because of that. Although, I wouldn't carry it on an EDC knife. But what I would do is I would go ahead and use it for backpacking, hiking, maybe even a combat knife, a survival knife. Now that has yet to be tested if it will withstand, a survival situation. But K-bar claims that it does. They call this a heavy constructed knife that will withstand the test of time and anything you throw at it. I also didn't mention the actual steel that they use. The steel that they use in this particular knife is a 3CR13 stainless steel. As you know, that is a Chinese steel that has been used. this knife is made in China. Like my Tenacious, so that's some of the finest steel that's come out of China. And not everything is made to good quality in China, but there is a lot of things that aren't necessarily bad quality. So yeah, this is basically my overview on the Ka-Bar Mule. Again, it seems to be a pretty sturdy knife, but again, this is just my overview and some of the pros and some of the cons to it. The biggest con to this one is the fact that it is a small tank. But it is small enough. I mean, it comes in at, it folded at 4 inches, so, it's a manageable. The other thing, the thumb studs are a little small. I don't really care for that. You would have to go ahead and loosen your pivot point on the knife itself. So it is pretty stiff to use it one-handed. But that being said, that's something that you would develop in muscle memory. So if the thumb studs were ahead a little bit further, I think that would be a little bit more beneficial, because then you could, get more leverage on it. At least make the thumb studs a little bit bigger than what they are. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to state about this knife, other than, again, it does have steel liners on it. So the steel goes all the way through, so it seems to be a pretty solid design. The G10 handle, the Tanto blade, the combination straight edge with your serrations, ambidextrous thumb studs, the positive locking with the lock back versus your liner lock. This one does have a lanyard hole and the reversible pocket clip. So hopefully this overview will inspire you to go ahead and buy one, or at least handle one to see how you like it. At any rate, this is your Ka-Bar Mule, or your Mule, but made by Ka-Bar. This is Lock and Reload. As always, catch you later.
She said, I've got Napoleon complex. I don't know why, but I think she's right.